Welcome back to Matchbox Revival. Today I'm working on the 19A MG Midget sports car. This was produced in 1956 and very commonly is missing the driver. I picked up an aftermarket driver and we'll fit him later on. I got this vehicle a few months ago off of Peter. This is his shop on the Etsy website. Peter's vintage model cars. He has quite a wide selection of vehicles, super fast and regular wheels, and he offers 35% off of multiple purchases and free shipping. Peter does a great job of packaging and getting it to you. So thanks again, Peter. This is one of your models and looking forward to getting at it. He also, here's examples of some of the vehicles that he sells. Rare. This Volkswagen is pretty rare, and an early model, super fast. So add it to cart and then automatically push in your code 35 and you will get your 35% off. So this model has the crimped axles. So we will try and square them up and get the wheels off just by squeezing the alternate sides. So I have these flattened head vice grips, and we'll just try and get right in there and flatten them up a bit. There's the result after I squeezed it back. If they're too damaged, I'll have to replace them, but not too bad. Wheel on the back, it has two tabs that are bent over, so we'll try and pry them back a little bit and then use a nail punch, spring-loaded nail punch I have, to try and push it out after. I have these needle nose pliers, and maybe with a little bit of persuasion I could get that to come up. There you go. Okay, I'm going to put it into the paint stripper now. These models came in two variations, a cream and a white. The white kind of looks like an off-white color. This one I'm going to paint white. So into the paint stripper. It has that red interior too, which I haven't read about yet, but I'm pretty sure that was brushed in by hand afterwards, because some of them are very sloppy when you look at the cut job across the back. They were obviously rushed for time when they were assembling these models back in '56. The wheels are metal and they have paint on them, so they will go into the paint stripper as well to get that off. I won't keep the wheels in very long because I could always polish the majority of that paint off anyways. There's a spare. So I took the wheels out of the paint stripper, and what I'll do is I'll give them a wire brushing and get the remainder of the paint off them. And a little polish with the Dremel and wire brush. So taking a look at the color, there's the original cream color, and if you look, the comparable models, they're a little bit off white. So what I did was I took X2 and one drop of X6 and like a tiniest half drop of X15 just to make it more gray the orange and green together kind of turned it a little bit gray color. So there's where I'm at right now. It's the off-white color. So looking at the aftermarket driver here, the castings, I guess when they send it, they send the 19B that fits in both models, 19A, 19B, but the legs are too long on this casting, so they'll have to be cut, you know, somewhere back here, level with that steering wheel, so that they fit into the dashboard. Well, there's them all cut. You'll sit there and the dashboard comes down on an angle. So I may have to trim it a bit more, but anyhow. And I also took some of the burrs off from the casting, cleaned them up a bit. You can see his hat pretty clear there. And he goes a nice tan color. There's multiple variations in that tan color when you look at it, from from double coffee all the way up to caramel. So I'm going to try and mix up that caramel color, do a little bit of yellow and brown. That's a little bit still like mustard. There, we're getting it now. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you've heard me say before, the 1950s Matchbox cars, the paint that they used, I don't know what it was, but this has been in paint stripper now for about 3 hours and the majority of the paint's still on it. But it has softened enough, I think, that you can just polish it off now. So that's what I'll do. I'll spend some time and get the rest off. Okay, so everything's all wire brushed, and I had the dental tool out for at least half an hour, picking every little corner, and we're ready for primer now. So I got it back from the paint and started doing the red interior, just using the XF 7, which is a flat red, and get a base coat on, and I'll probably put a second coat of clear over top of it. I find the flat paint covers a little better. I put some gloss on it and I think it looks great. So I'll put the wheels and axles on now. I'm going to start with the back spare tire first. I think the axle's in the way on the back. So I put some tape on one side of the pliers and put that on the tire, and then from the inside squeeze down, and that bent everything back nice. Looks great. We'll slide the axles in. Now I took it apart, I noticed that one of the holes, well, not so much now, but one of the holes seemed a little tighter than the other side. So I'll put those on. And I'm going to check to see maybe one of the axles is longer than the other one. Yep. So I'll crimp them back flat again with the vice grips. And I found in the past you can over squeeze them. So I just put a little bit of pressure on them. As you can see, that's pretty good. There you can see the axle crimped. So I'll shape it a little bit with the cutter on the Dremel and just shape it a little bit better. Well, here's the driver, shaved down quite a bit. And we'll put him behind the driver's seat. And I'll probably just touch the underneath with a bit of glue to hold it in place. Next will be some detailing and the reveal. I'm happy how it's turning out. So there you have it. The MG Midget sports car. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment if you'd like to, or a question. Thanks again to Peter in the Netherlands at Vintage Model Cars. Looking forward to the next one.